Dr. Michael McNamara.
Thank you very much, Cahir. Look, I've listened to this debate up to now and found it quite profoundly depressing, and I think a lot of people looking at it would be, especially of course those who fear homelessness. The reality is that we need to reform fundamentally our residential tenancies sector. It was developed in 2004 for a very, very different Ireland, when landlords, large landlords might have had 10 or 15 properties. Now we have huge real estate funds coming in and buying up developments, apartment blocks, and there is no reason whatsoever why there shouldn't be security of tenure when people are investing like that, in my view, because these are international investors. There's no reason why Ireland shouldn't be like the rest of the world. There is a difference though, however, in my view, again, with small, incidental, accidental landlords who build a house and have to move to another part of the country. We want them to let out their house, but equally they're not going to let out their house unless they can get it back. People who buy a house or an apartment for their children, or have done in the past for their children to go to college, yes, they're privileged, there are certain people in this house who despise privilege. I would acknowledge they are privileged to be able to do that, but we do have a right to private property. Unless we change that, they should be able to rent it out until such time as they need it for the purpose for which it was bought. But so I would ask though, what are we going to achieve by extending the eviction ban until next January, other than we will be in the same place and it will be winter? I would, along with Deputy Harkin and Fitzmaurice, propose that we extend it until next June with the same conditions as was brought in for Ukrainians, so that there will be not planning required to bring buildings back into use, to convert buildings to residential use, and for temporary accommodation, because then at least, because the idea that we're going to build all the houses required by January 2024, it's not possible. We won't even have planning permission by then. So I would urge Sinn Féin to maybe consider that. And also, if we are to extend it, I think there will have to be individuals will have to be able to move back into properties, because otherwise we're just going to drive them out of the market and make a bad situation worse. Thank you, Cahir.